Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the coin market crash and everything that has been going on lately, and we're going to be speaking specifically about Cardano today, and we're going to take a look at some of the other coin markets and what's going on with them. Taking a look now, Bitcoin is at 42,893 and a minus 4.38% for the 24-hour period and minus 6.11% in the last week. Ethereum at $3,040 at minus 4.12% for the 24-hour period, minus 8.15% for the week. Tether is still in there. Tether is looking a little bit better at plus 0.01% and 0.03 minus in the last 7 days. Cardano at $2.10 is minus 1.21% for the last 24 hours and 12.74 minus percent in the last week as well. Binance is minus 4.79% for the last 24 hours and 9.23% in the last week. Solana is also falling down a little bit here. We have 0.65% in the last 24 hours and minus 16.46% in the week as well. Polkadot at minus 5.07 for the day and minus 20.45% for the week. Dogecoin too at minus 4.13% for the day and minus 12.17% for the week. So, as I said, we're going to be going over a little bit of information about Cardano and looking at Cardano. Let's take a look at the charts. What's going on with Cardano? All right, so here we have Bitcoin. Here is Cardano. You can see Cardano is actually looking very, very bearish, but now we have a little bit of increase coming up now after that little crash, so a little jump up here, but we do have some absorption coming from that. Looking here at the line of resistance, it's kind of bouncing off of that a little bit, as you can see, for the last couple of days since beginning right here at September 10th. It started to fall and kind of come up, and it's looking the same, just kind of a little dribble here on this line, and you can see this bearish line kind of here, this resistance. And it looks too, as of today, and you can see this wick as well, kind of coming down. So we have these two little lines. This is where it could potentially be if it continues to kind of hang around in this area, but we do have hopes that it's going to pick up, and so we'll keep this line of resistance as well, and it could flip into from being a line of support to a line of resistance, so we are definitely hoping for that. So you can see, and everything else is looking pretty much the same, as you can see too for Cardano. We did have the same kind of crash coming down, the same kind of bearish fall here back in May. But it looks like it's going to be the same kind of pattern. Of course, down in August 10th, here in August, there was some big jumps, which is doing great with a lot of new releases coming out, especially with different coins as well. And you can see even here in this line here on August 24th between August 8th, they kind of stayed around the same, a little worrying problem with some wicks kind of dropping in, bleeding out. Not too much of a big problem here. It's kind of hung out, gave us a lot of big hopes. But of course, when you look at the trending lines, it does remain to give us hope, so do hang in there. Don't jump ship just yet. All right, now that is Cardano. Let's speak about Ethereum. The special thing about Ethereum and Cardano is that they kind of play off of each other. When you're looking at the price for Ethereum is about $3,000. So people look at that and they're thinking exactly, well, Ethereum is rather expensive. I'm just going to jump on the Cardano ship before it sets sail. And that's about right. So, of course, you're going to have a lot of those jumps when you're looking at Cardano. So, all of this is really going to give that support. Just like the falls, when the coins are dropping, people will drop coin altogether. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Polkadot, if you're into Dogecoin as well, if it starts to fall, all of them start to feel that heat, that pain. But the same when they start to jump, you can probably actually consider thinking that's going to be a little bit better, because when you have these big coins, those big grandfather coins like Bitcoin, you have Ethereum as well, because the prices are so high, not everybody can jump in on that. So when you're looking at a smaller price coin such as Cardano in itself, people will jump on that, and which will increase it up, and you're going to see that big thing as well. So of course in the next quarter, you're going to see it's going to be kind of jumping as well. With Ethereum, we had that same pattern as well. When you're looking, as you can see these lines, we had this kind of fall. Let's zoom out a little bit. You can see even back from December and January, it was this big upsurge, right? So especially with Elon, when all the news was hitting with him, this coin jumped as well. And it took the height of the peak there was back in May. And of course, it kind of fell. And if you look, it's kind of the same pattern a little bit, with a little bit of kind of hanging out and a little uncertainty here. So we are kind of going into the winter phase of Bitcoin. So hold tight, don't sell just yet. But that's why I'm not going to sell just yet. So you do your own choice, spend your own money on how you see fit. Of course, don't take my advice. Do seek professional help if you are looking to buy coin. This is just my opinion. Now, looking here, of course, you can see the same kind of pattern with a little bit of hanging out here and resistance as well. So here we are too, as well as for the line of support, kind of hanging out with Ethereum at about $3,000 here, and it's kind of bleeding out. And when you look in, you can see this huge wick right here, this absorption with everything that's going on. So it's kind of, it's looking a little bit bearish as well. So it's kind of dropping out, bleeding out, but I do believe that we're going to have that same kind of pattern as we had back here in April as well, and the same for in May, this kind of hanging out. You can see this huge jump, the same as we're looking at. So it looks like it's going to be about the same. Of course, it's going to kind of hang out probably a little bit longer. And then, of course, as we reach into the Bitcoin summer or Bitcoin spring, you're going to see a jump. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's not around 4,000 as well, if you don't break past that, creating that new line as well. So right now, as you're looking at it, it does look bearish. So just hold on to your horses. We are kind of recovering from everything that's going on, and we'll go off into the news in just a moment. All right, so Bitcoin, of course, the same deal with Bitcoin exactly. When you're looking here at Bitcoin, of course, we had that huge up here back in August and July, and it kind of hung out again, that same pattern, the same if you ever pay attention to the graphs following Ethereum and Cardano, it's about the same way. So when we're looking at this and you look back as well as in the February, the same kind of lines here, of course, that huge drop. Now you're going to see my 3 lines here. I have about right here where it's bleeding out to Bitcoin, of course, taking that huge nosedive down, the bearish line here. But I would expect it to kind of peak up a little bit and start to become a little bullish here in the next couple of days when we're looking at the trends that is happening. All right, so of course in July it jumped and kind of hanging out the same like Ethereum and Cardano as well. So it's just kind of making that same pattern. So right now, as we can see, even with today, it's still minus. Don't worry, but I do think it will pick up. So of course, if it kind of bounces along the line of support as well, that resistance here, if it continues to stay there, it bounces up here in the next day or two, we'll do that, and we can actually flip that to resistance as well. So just hang on. All right, so as you can see the news today, Binance to seize these crypto derivative offerings in Australia. So once upon a time, regulators around the world weren't confident about handling the crypto ecosystem. Now, this altitude, however, has changed of late thanks to the industry's growth and to the interest it seems from traditional institutions and major investors. The aforementioned change isn't universal, alas, with some crypto entities still coming under a lot of regulatory fire, especially when you're speaking about American and the US legislation purposes when they're really trying to do it. And of course, that downfall from China absolutely denying cryptocurrency, of course, everyone is a little worried. So we'll just kind of hang on tight, hold your horses, put your seatbelt on, and hang in, and we'll see what comes in from there. It could be a lot of good things that come in from this legislation. If not, we can kind of bounce back from that either way. So just remain positive, continue to watch the news as you go, and keep a close eye on American legislation, as it does rather touch everybody in the crypto universe on what's going to happen. So it doesn't matter if you're from America, Australia, China, Russia, it doesn't matter where you are. Everything that happens with American legislation will impact the cryptocurrency world. Let's see. Coinbase cancels lending product due to SEC threat. So Brian Armstrong led crypto exchange Coinbase. Now, he has abandoned his proposed plans to launch a crypto lending product, which the United Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, has argued is a violation of security laws. Big news. The SEC, when they put their fingers in anything, it is going to damage it. There's nothing really that comes good from the SEC, so watch that as well. Now, Robinhood is testing new cryptocurrency wallet as demands rises. So the U.S. trading platform Robinhood has been test driving its highly anticipated crypto wallet as users clamor for more functionality, which is also going to be really great. I would expect a lot of new features, and it's going to really make trading a lot easier. So, of course, if it's easier, it saves you time, and if it saves you time, it saves you money. Crypto analysis, Cardano's NFTs seem to have a bright future. Big news here. This happened on Monday, September 20th. So crypto analysis and influencer Ben Armstrong talked about Cardano's rapidly growing non-fungible token NFT sector. In a tweet he sent out earlier today, Armstrong, who is the host of the very popular BitBoy Crypto YouTube channel, said that Cardano NFTs seem to have a bright future despite being so young to the NFT. A new level of sharing on NERB protocol is here to join. As well, let's see, crypto-friendly legislation survey in Texas receives 42% voter support. So that really kind of shows you exactly that more and more people are kind of following that cryptocurrency and starting to accept it. So the more people that are going to accept cryptocurrency, the more legislation that gets passed in a plus for it. So that is big news. So that poll was conducted by Newsweek, shows that over 40% of Texan voters would support its state in passing crypto-friendly legislation. So let's just hope for that. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Do subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know what you are thinking about this news today. All right, hang in there, and I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.